In Lesson 55, we'll be converting fractions, decimals, and percents. This first slide is just a review of how to take a fraction and convert it into both a decimal and a percentage. In this example, we're starting with the fraction 1/4. I'm going to recommend that you convert it to a decimal first. The easiest way to do this is to divide the 4 into the 1. You can see that over here. We get 0.25. Once you've converted it into a decimal, then you can very easily convert it to a percentage by moving the decimal place 2 places to the right. In this second slide, we're going to take the decimal 0.75 and we're going to convert it to a percentage and to a fraction. In this case, the percentage is the easiest one to convert to first. Again, to change from a decimal to a percent, all you have to do is move that decimal place 2 places to the right. To go from a decimal to a fraction, you will look at the final digit. The final digit in this number is a 5, and it's in the hundredths place. So we would put 75 over 100. Now remember, 75 over 100 is a correct answer, but it's not in simplest form, so we need to reduce it. Since 25 can go into both those numbers, the final answer would be 3/4. In this final slide, we're given a percentage, and we have to convert it into both a fraction and a decimal. In this case, the fraction is the easiest way to convert first. 40% is the same as 40 over 100, and then all we need to do is reduce that. 40 over 100 reduces to 2/5. Once you have it as a fraction, you can do the division in order to convert to a decimal, or if you go back to the original fraction board, 40 over 100, you can see that's telling you that it's 40 hundredths, which is the same as 0.40. Now it's time to fill in this chart. You are given some reference numbers, and then you're going to fill in the other blanks based off of the information that you were given. In this first line, they told us that we had the fraction 1/10, and we're supposed to find what it is as a decimal and a percentage. In this case, going from fraction to decimal is going to be the easiest, because if we have 1/10 and I want to write that as a decimal, I would just put 0.1. Now to change it to a percentage, I just moved the decimal place 2 places to the right. So that's going to become 0, 1, 0, or 10%. I can erase that 0 because it's unnecessary. Now let's do the next line. I'm given 0.2, and I'm supposed to change it back into a fraction and a percentage. I read the decimal as 2/10, and that tells me what the fraction is. But I need to remember that I don't want to just write 2/10, I need to put it in reduced form. So that would be 1/5. For a percentage, I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the right. When I do that, it becomes 20%. All right, the next one, I'm given a fraction. In order to change a fraction into a decimal, I will need to divide. I will divide the denominator, 4, into the numerator, 1. Well, 4 won't go into 1, so I need to add a decimal and a 0. 4 does go into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. And then I subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. And I need to add another 0 and bring that down. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So my decimal is 0.25. Once I have the decimal, all I have to do is move the decimal place 2 places to the right. So it becomes 25%. All right, I want you to try the next two that have blanks in them, the 30% and the 2/5, and then we'll check your answer. All right, remember with a percentage, you want to first start by putting the percentage over 100 and then reducing if you can. In this particular case, you have 30%, so you're going to make it 30 over 100. And the only reduction that you can do is to divide both of those by 10. So 30 over 100 would become 3/10. Now once you've changed into a fraction, you can also change into a decimal by just moving the decimal place. On 30%, the decimal is currently at the end of the number. So this time we're going to move it 2 places to the left, which would make it 0.3. We'll put that down. All right, on the next line, we have 2/5. 2/5, we're going to have to use division to change it into a decimal. So we're going to do 5 into 2. 5 can't go into 2, so I'm going to have to add a decimal point and a 0. 5 can go into 20 4 times. So the decimal is 0.4. I guess I should put my zeros here too. Now I'm going to change it from a decimal into a percentage, and I'll do that by moving the decimal place 2 times. So it becomes 40%.